Okay, so for the exercise, we need to add dimensions. And we have here a sample of how a three-tier dimensioning or three-string dimensioning looks like. So as learned from previous CAD, first string, normally I would say dimension the room sizes. Second string, dimension the opening. So from the edge to the center of the opening. Okay, to center of openings and then to the farthest edge, exterior face of the wall. And then the last tier would be the overall dimension. So if applicable, apply that. Now to add dimension, you simply type DI. That's the shortcut key for adding dimensions. And you can click on a wall. Now before you do that, let's try to analyze what's happening or what's going to happen. You have here modify place dimension, and the dimension line, witness line, will be placed at the wall center lines. If you want that, that's cool or good. Otherwise, you can select either the wall faces, center of core, or faces of core. Now, the beauty of this is that if you actually zoom in, even if you have wall center lines, okay, which is the default now, you can hit the tab key and tab through the different edges and select as accordingly. Or you can even just move the mouse and select whatever edge of that wall you'd like to dimension. So normally you would like the face, exterior face for this. So you can do that. And then let's say I would like to click here at the grid. And to finish a dimensioning command, you just click to place. Okay. To edit this, simply select and type EW or click edit witness line. And you can continue. It's like a dim continue command. So you can continue dimensioning. Now, if you click again on that same location, it will actually remove the dimension. If you click, it will add the dimension. And then let's say I'd like to click at the exterior face, hit the tab key and click. Again, if you click here, it will remove that dimension. If you click again, it will add the dimension. So you're editing the witness line, click at the empty space to finish. So make sure you don't hit escape. Click on an empty space to finish. Okay. Let me delete that. Okay, let me delete this as well and delete this. Okay, I don't need those. Okay, we're not going to dimension the interior face. We're actually just, or interior space. We're just dimensioning the exterior. Now you do have an option here. If I type DI again, so that's for the individual reference. But you can actually select an entire wall, and you have options here for how an entire wall could be automatically dimensioned. So notice that if you have individual references, you don't have the options here. The options button is grayed out. If you select entire wall, you have now these options to include maybe the openings. So from wall center line to opening, in this case, you might want to place here faces, okay, center, or width. Do you dimension to the center of an opening or the entire width of the opening? Okay. Do you want to include intersecting walls? Do you want to include intersecting grids? Let's just select all of those. And then if I click on this wall here, there you go. You have an entire dimension. Now, you might not need or want all of this. So because our first tier normally are the rooms, so here for the options, you might want to uncheck this for the first tier. You just want to maybe select intersecting walls. Let's click OK. Let's click on this wall again, and this is what we are going to get. Well, there's no intersecting walls. So what if I select this here? I guess we don't have intersecting walls for an entire wall spanning the whole structure. So it will only intersect or dimension a entire wall. So that's not that helpful, okay? But for openings, you might want to select this and uncheck intersecting walls and just say openings. Click OK. And if I dimension this again, it will now dimension from the edge or center line in this case and dimension the openings. If you need to make some changes or edit the dimension, you can select the dimension again and click the edit witness line or type EW. If you want to remove or add, normally you don't need to. You might just need to maybe change the edge or last witness line. If you want to change this, you can always edit this, remove it, okay, edit witness line, remove it, okay, and re-add it. Okay, so remove, and now when you re-add, maybe select the edge of the wall. Okay, now if you have some dimensions that are dimension text that are overlapping each other, like in this case this was duplicated, you might need to edit and delete the duplicate, this one here. Okay, and again make sure you click in an empty space. Now here it's not too tight, but if you want to, you can always click on that grip button and move it out. So you do have that option. A leader line will accompany that movement, so you know where this dimension or value is actually being used. Okay, and you can always bring it back, and it will remove the leader line and add the tick marks. Oops, cancel that. Let's do that again. Select that grip and move it out and move it back. Okay, so make sure you add your dimensions using the 3-tier dimensioning system.